Hello, my name is Damien Shepherd and I do sound design, music and implementation for video games. I've always been interested in procedural music, the idea that a piece of music could kind of dynamically self-improvise on the fly. So, when I first started using FMOD Studio, I did a little experiment using probably the most famous piece of video game music. So before I explain what this variation control here does and how it works, I'm just going to turn it up to full and you can listen to probably the most beloved piece of video game music get absolutely butchered. So let's go inside this event and see what is happening. Here you can see all the different sections, A, B, C, A, D, C. A little intro on the beginning, and then the various instruments on the tracks. We're going to focus on just one section, otherwise it's all a bit overwhelming. So let's listen to the B section again. So when I put the variation control to number 1, the drums will start to vary or improvise. If I set the variation to 2, then the bass will join in with some improvisation. And if I go to 3, the lead will start to improvise. So variation back to 0 and the song returns to its original form. Just like we have the song split into sections, each section is split into phrases. Phrase 1, 2, phrase 1 again, and then phrase 4. Okay, let's look at phrase 1. So now you can see that the events have moved from the timeline to the variation parameter. If the variation is set at 2.4 or below, then no variation will happen. So if we go inside, we see that we have a multi-sound, but it only has one clip in it, the original melody. If variation goes above 2.4, then it plays this event instead, which contains another multi-sound, which has 4 different melodies. The original melody, and then 3 variations. That was variation 1, here's another. And a final one. So as you can hear, they're not too dissimilar from the original melody. I wanted it to be feasible that an actual musician could have kind of improvised this on the spot. It's worth pointing out that by limiting the resolution to the phrase level, I can still create something that's definitely going to be at least vaguely musical, rather than trying to build a system that randomly chooses individual notes of a phrase. And that is basically how it all works. Obviously there are some differences depending upon the section of music and the instrument. My favourite setting for the variation is 2, because that keeps the lead part very familiar, whereas the kind of backing instruments get to improvise around the lead part. So it provides some more interest without totally destroying something very popular. Thanks for watching.